have any proclivity to be a dancer. I'm saying that's what I would have wanted to do. I just feel like I have like the lines. You know, I've got long enough arms.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Do 10.
I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Ever. Ever. So much for honesty. Just trying to get out of work.
I'll tell you what I really want about.
Whatever.
Do what they do on TNT where they put Charles Barkley's head on a body. I wish we could put your head on.
Well, that'll be on Twitter later. Someone could put my face with some dancing.
Sure, they will.
There's nothing wrong with ballerinas or.
Oh my God.
I don't get it.
I think we all would have enjoyed that.
I'm all for dudes getting down.
I just want to wear the tights.
I just want to see you in the tights.
There's a theme with the professional cyclists or these dancers. They both get to wear tights.
Right.
So maybe that's what it is that I like about. I don't know.
Next time you come back, Michael, you need to have the breakaway pants with the tights.
Yeah, right?
Yes. Amelia, what would you have been if you were not an actor?
Oh my gosh, I just forgot. Oh, I know. Okay, I wanted to be a singer, but I could sing right now, and you all would probably not like it. So no, I'm not going to.
Well, then you gotta do push-ups.
Push-ups then. Do 10. And we'll sing there with you. Excellent shot.
4, 5, 6,
7. Joshua, what would you have been? What would you have been if you were not an actor?
I'd be a spelunker. I'd like cave exploration. Just get like a big hat and some some Nutri-Grain bars and just go down and see what I can find.
like
you
a
know?
pith helmet hat?
Yeah, you know, just get into it. Do some exploring.
Got it.
I think they call spelunkerers in this town
Okay, wait, I have a
male
question.
gigolos.
This is from
Spelunking.
Tanya A. What is your favorite characteristic of the character you play on Young and the Restless? Who wants to start? Peter, you want to start?
My favorite characteristic about Jack is how protective he is of his family.
Yes.
He to a fault.
Yes, that's great.
It gets him in trouble. It gets him
Yeah.
in trouble. But he's very protective of his family, and I think that's a lovely trait.
Yes, I think what I like about you is you have such integrity even when you're doing bad stuff.
True. Even when you're doing hateful things.
Melanie, what's your favorite characteristic of the character you play?
Yikes. There's not very much. Really, I mean, I wouldn't be her friend. You notice she has very few friends, other than Catherine, that's it. She has so many flaws.
Good
it's
mother.
really hard to come up with it. In love, which is really all she cares about, she thinks with her heart and not with her head. And that ain't good, but that's what she does.
You love your kids?
Yeah, she's good with her
mom.
kids, although there was a period where she wasn't so
Well, look
great
how they
with
turned
kids.
out, though.
But
Yeah, look.
I personally, I love them. I
Well, her
keep them
kids
home.
are really.
No, Lucy, you always have to stop you. Stop doing that. Now stop it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
I just want to make sure one last time. We are brother and sister, right? Okay.
So, Christoph, what's
What?
favorite characteristic of the character?
Well, his business acumen is pretty high on the charts, but that's not my
Yes.
favorite thing. I'd have to say I'd echo what Peter said. He's a pretty good dad, and
Yes.
he looks after Lily and Devon, and I'm not sure where Moses went, but I'm looking for him.
Man, I couldn't believe when, back in the day when we were watching, remember when Drusilla took the cold medicine and old boy got in the bed with her, but he wasn't the father, and I was like, oh my God, please hurry up and tell me.
Wait, what happened? I don't know this story.
I was like, please tell him. Okay, so Michelle, what favorite characteristic of the character you play?
The character has changed so much through the years, right? But at this time, because I liked it when she was crazy time. I dug it, when she was talking to herself.
Yeah.
But now she's very passionate I don't mean just sexually passionate. She is that too, but very
she is.
But everything she feels she feels everything deeply. You know, every emotion is very deep with her. Everything is important and deep and big, and I like that. Yeah. Some would say she's a good mother, but I don't think she's a good mother. I think she's an atrocious mother. But, you know, every now and then she does a good job. It's hard, I guess, parenting.
Do you ever wish...
crazy.
Do you wish that they would bring back Cuckoo Cray Cray?
Whatever they want to do is all good with me, you know. But it was fun. It was really fun, you know. It's just hard to stay on a show when the character is nutty like that. Usually they have to go.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening over here, but...
Spelunking.
Melissa, so favorite characteristic of the character you play?
Let's see. Well, she's very fertile. Not all. No, I'm kidding. I like that she's reformed. Chelsea, you know, when I started in the show, was really bad, so it's like, how long could I stay in Genoa City? But the writers really redeemed me, and she's a nicer person now and has a good heart. She does bad stuff sometimes, but she means well. She's misunderstood. Yeah.
So wait a minute. What's Stephen Burton's new character? What's his name? Dylan. Okay, what's happening there? Because I saw y'all at the bar together.
I know.
But you were drinking club soda, had to be. So what's happening with y'all?
I've been working with Steve a lot. There's some stuff going on. I don't want to, you know, get in trouble or get fired, so I can't say too much. But there's some interesting stuff happening. Well, there was a bit of a love scene, you know. So stay tuned. There's some stuff going on with all of the men in Genoa City.
All of the men?
Yeah. All of them. So it's great.
Not all of them.
There's always next year,
Thank
Nicholas.
God.
Michael, favorite characteristic of the character you play?
My favorite characteristic of Missy's character, because I took some of her time.
No.
No, I love her. I think you should have said. I think you should also add. I love your backbone, and I think that you're. At times, I don't know whether I should be intimidated of you or feel warm with you. You got the strong backbone. I'm intimidated. Now, my favorite for me, I just think he's in a lot of ways, whether it's self-inflicted or the town. He's an army of one. Whether loneliness, pain, love, whatever it might be, that isolation, I like that army of one idea with him. That's my favorite characteristic.
Fantastic. Amelia, favorite characteristic of the character you play?
Let me think. She is... I like that she's...
It just doesn't stop. This is before every scene we shoot. These two. Right before, I mean, a serious scene, I gotta talk to them, and Adam comes in, and he's like, what, during rehearsal? And I said, sometimes I don't know whether to be offended or be jealous.
Listen, I love my
Amelia, I think you have the most expressive eyes.
Oh, I
think
do.
you have the
I know
most
they're big. I have
eyes.
big eyeballs. So.
I mean,
I try to tone them down because I think they're a little big.
And they do so much.
They're a lot. I know. I'm going to tone them down right now.
At this moment.
Joshua, favorite characteristic of the character?
My favorite characteristic of Nick is he's just like he's ultimate, like his monogamy. His word is like oak. You know, he commits to a woman, and that's it. He is with just that woman until she gets rid of him. You know?
Got it.
So that's where I'm going. It's my favorite quality about him.
Got it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Now this question is to anyone. What storyline have you guys done that really made an impact on your viewers? Anyone?
The Reliquary. It was, I think for our show, it was a tremendous story, The Reliquary. We had some highs, many lows, but as a company, and I think I speak for all of us, it was pretty much the most creative story we've ever told. Yeah, it was a tour de force.
I think the most important stories that have been told on this show are not plot driven. You can have plots on a show, but when you have a show about a lot of characters and actors who can play so much depth, you just have people interacting with one another, and you get involved. You invite them into your home 5 days a week, and that's, I think, what's so significant about this show is the personal stories.
I think the storyline. I think the storyline for me that I think probably changed the audience's view the most was Cassie's death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It changed forever a relationship of her parents. It changed. Everybody had a reaction to it in town, and that's soap operas at their best.
It was
one thing happens, and it affects 20 people.
It was how hard was that for you?
It was the most difficult thing I've ever gone through because I've been very blessed to not have had to have lost anyone in my life to date. So when I had to tell that story with Cameron Grimes, it was truly painful because every day I pride myself on being able to leave my work at work, but I could not shake that story. I would go home, and I remember my wife saying, I cannot wait for this story to be over because it was just so sad to see her in that bed being so strong, and literally the crew and everyone is just destroyed watching those scenes. It was very tough to do.
It was very sad, and also the writing with that story was so good. It was so real about how two parents would react to each other after losing a child, and they really continued to tell it, and affected so many people. And then the affair coming from that, and not finding the two parents not finding solace with each other and going elsewhere. It was, I really loved the way that story was told.
I think we love those stories that touch on real stuff. People mourn differently.
Yes.
You think you know someone, and you don't know how they're going to mourn the same thing you're going through, and it affected a lot of people.
And it seems like your writers had their finger on the pulse of what's happening in the country as far back as illiteracy, when you had storylines where you had a black athlete that couldn't read, so he sued. The way back then you had interracial situation, you have corporate espionage before that was the big vogue thing, but how it affected you and drug addiction and things like that. I mean, to me, one thing I love about Young and the Restless, you had all this great stuff that was going on to make you think, but then you had all this great sex that was making you go, I mean, am I looking at this the wrong way? Because, I mean, all of us could live vicariously through each one of you, with Neil's, addictions and things like that. But the fact that we were rooting for you, we didn't like all that hair, because, we were whatever.
Well taken.
Yes.
You loved it. Thank you.
It was like Castaway. I loved it.
Man,
I loved it.
For real, though.
For real.
Yeah.
Wilson!
So with that said, because you guys got, in my opinion, the greatest writers in the business, if you could speak to the writers right now and tell them, what would you want to see happen next? Anything wacky or deep? Or each one of you, if you could quickly tell the writers.
It doesn't matter as long as Melissa Claire Egan is involved.
Got it? Okay. Okay. Peter? I agree.
Yeah, as long as Melissa Claire Egan's involved, I'm in.
Okay. We got 2 Claire Egans, 3 Claire Egans, 4 Claire Egans.
Lucky me.
Well, that's a wrap for Keep Talking. Thanks so much to our studio audience and the fans who sent in questions. We always enjoy hearing from you. And a special thank you to the cast of Y&R.